And we are back from the dead, everyone, because, it's probably been about 2 weeks since we did the show. But Aaron Johnson, Matthew Johnson, 15 rounds of Flambé here. And first of all, we got a little explaining to do. Matthew had a job interview in upstate New York, so he was gone for...
Yeah, I was playing Carmen San Diego up the Eastern Seaboard, so I was a lot of places in a short amount of time. So I didn't have a place just to sit down and just
Do
do
the show.
this like maybe an hour or two. So that's why that's what made me so busy.
And then I had some situations with my job and them acting, funny and other situations. So, we had a life kind of, gave us a nice little, uppercut for a little while there when we couldn't sit down. But we're back. And we're going to be better than ever. Or we're going to be just as good, or we're going to, just try.
Yeah, I would say, of course, we're going to be better because we're coming back right with football. So.
We're just going to, but we're also going to try and not mess up this best. So, yeah, right before football season. Starting out our return here on 15 rounds of Flambé. I know you ain't seen me dance in a couple weeks. You better get used to it. Starting out our day, we're going to talk a little bit about the great game over the weekend in college football. The opening weekend of college football did not disappoint, and the biggest game that everyone talked about was Texas irking out a little bit in double overtime against Notre Dame. The first time the Longhorns have beat the Irish since, I want to believe, 1970 in the Cotton Bowl. 70 or 1980? I'm not sure about that. I got to double check that in our stats. Anyway, Matthew, what did you think about the game, and what did you think about the performances by the steamboat running back, quarterback kind of option that they got down there in Texas in swoops?
I mean, it was just a great football game. I was a little disappointed because even though college football is not it's not like basketball and NFL baseball where I'm really passionate about it, but I do root for Notre Dame because I went to a high school called Notre Dame, and that's the weekly game that always came on. So I was disappointed that Notre Dame lost. But it was a tremendous game. The score was 47-50, went to double overtime. Now there was so many impressive performances. I was just from Texas. They had a true freshman, and he went 16 for 26, 280 yards. He played a great game, and then the running back, let me see, Deontay. I'm trying to get back in the groove of things. Deontay Foreman, 131 yards, 24 carries, and it just reminded me of Brandon Jacob because of the Giant fan of me. But he was just trucking over Irishmen, and that's what really stood out to me.
The thing that got me, and it's like you said, it was a back and forth game. Even though you went to Notre Dame Fairfield. I graduated. Yeah, class of 2010. But anyway, the thing that I really did love about the game, and I was rooting for Texas because I'm not the biggest Kelly, Chip, or Brian fan, but I love the fact that it seemed like Texas had grabbed a hold of it. And first of all, can we just say that I'm happy that football is back, period. NFL starting off on Thursday. College is back here this weekend. I love that football is back. But the blocked extra point, returned back for 2 to tie the game back up. That's just the most college football thing that can happen. You blocked an extra point, returned it for 2, and then tied the game up with 2 minutes to go in regulation. It just does your heart good. And not only your heart, I really want to say I'm glad for Charlie Strong, because Charlie Strong, when he first got hired down there in Austin, had a lot of people on his back, had a lot of people that weren't for him as coach there, and he really has showed up in a couple big performances. He won a big game last year, I want to say against Oklahoma in the Red River rivalry. He had a huge win here against Notre Dame, and I said, even though Texas isn't ranked, they're not an easy team to beat. And
yeah.
I saw a South Park meme where it was just Notre Dame fans be like, we got a real chance at a national title this year, and the season's gone.
I mean, on your point with Charlie Strong, even though I was rooting for Notre Dame, I really do like Charlie Strong too, just because all the adversity that came to him when he got hired, and plus I like that he's trying to really he's been a disciplinarian at the school. When players get in trouble off field, he suspended them. He's cut them from the team, and that's something that I always like with college coaches, because unlike the NFL where you only have a certain amount of control, college you have so much more control because you're especially in Texas, you're the head coach of Texas football. You're the president down there. So you have so much influence on these kids, and I'm glad that he's been trying to steer them to the right way, trying to behave well off the field. So
yeah, and I said definitely. So this is a big win for Texas, big win for Charlie Strong, and I'm just excited that there was the dude from Notre Dame with the catch, and then the one hand breakdance flip into the end zone, and then the game winning touchdown dive into the end zone, the blocked field goal. It's just I could like
But I'd have college football back.
in the
Gotta have
veins,
football
football's back.
With our second story, we stick in the world of college football. The SEC, the most dominant conference in the sport, had an up and down weekend. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Well, I mean, they had an up and down weekend because a couple teams in the conference lost to some teams that they had no business losing to, i.e., Mississippi State losing to South Alabama. But then they had their ups with, of course, the powerhouse that is Alabama, showing the reason why they, defending national champs. They still, have the best team in college, one of the best teams possibly in college, one of the best programs in college sports, destroying USC. USC was 20th in the nation, correct?
Yeah, 20
destroying. I mean, it was like they were playing the old NCAA game, before all the lawsuits and stuff, and and they had one guy had the controller, he really knew what he was doing, and the other kid was like 4 and just kind of was just picking everything.
It's like the score is 50-6, and like when we talk about dynasties, like we usually see like, oh, it could end there, it could end like we look at like windows, but I really don't see a window for this Alabama team. I don't like in like the next 3 years. I don't see this team still not like competing like
for a national
title. So Nick Saban has done. Yeah,
it's a factory. It's literally it's a factory for championships in college football, and it's kind of ridiculous.
I mean, it's amazing that they also don't do it like with great quarterback play. In a time when offenses has been exploding, he's been pounding you with defenses.
Yeah, I mean, he's gotten Greg McElroy drafted, and a few other guys that had no business getting drafted. That's how you know you're doing something right. But a couple of other teams in the SEC had some rough go of things. Even though they were able to squeak it out, it was almost a repeat, a 9-year event. The Appalachian State took down a Division I powerhouse when number 9, I want to say, Tennessee, eked out a win against the Mountaineers from App State. And I actually really thought, I was paying attention to this game a little bit, and I really thought that App State had a chance there until they tied. I think the game was like 13-all or something going into like the fourth, and I said, I don't know anymore. The game went in overtime, I believe, too. So it almost. It
was 2013, but App State could have put this game to bed earlier. Just like that, I believe it was like the freshman kicker, and he had some issues. He missed some field goals in like a hostile Tennessee environment. And if he hits one of those before overtime, App State goes away with another tremendous upset. So it was just fun because I was working that night, and a lot of App State fans, a lot of North Carolina college football fans around. And it was just like that. It's so much better watching like football games with other people around you because everyone just gets hyped.
Everyone's just so excited. I kind of wanted to hear the announcer because obviously the announcer when App State beat Michigan, and the Mountaineers are gonna beat the Michigan Wolverines in the big house. Like I kind of wanted to hear what he was gonna say about Tennessee, and this would have been a devastating blow for Tennessee. Tennessee finally got back into the thick of like the race, and it comes to not only just SEC titles but national title debate. They opened up the season in the top 10, and how they would have plummeted out of the polls the same way that Michigan did when they lost to Appalachian State. And I
wouldn't be surprised even though they won. I would not be surprised if Tennessee dropped below 2.
But I mean, the thing I liked about the opening weekend of college football, obviously Alabama's Alabama. The SEC, I do think, is still the strongest conference. I want to go on record right now. It's on record. I don't care what nobody says. It's on record. I got Christian McCaffrey for Heisman Trophy this season just because I don't think Fournette is going to be able to come back. He had a 23 carries, 138 yards, I want to say, and for LSU in a losing effort against Wisconsin, but I don't really see anyone else.
After all that Les Miles had gone through last season, that's a pretty good way to start the season.
And I mean, with Connor Mayfield over Baker Mayfield. I'm sorry, not Connor. Baker Mayfield, the quarterback over at Oklahoma, who kind of was in the background of the Heisman voting. Oklahoma loses, so I think it's going to be a Christian McCaffrey versus the field kind of year, wire to wire Heisman Trophy win. But yeah, I'm just, like I said before, college football's back.
Football's back.
Football's back. Yeah. Rounding out our final episode back here on 15 Rounds of Flambé. Matthew's laughing because I made a SpongeBob joke during the intermission. But Carson Wentz has been named the starting quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles going into the season on Thursday. Issue with Carson Wentz, number 2 overall pick, comes from little-known North Dakota State, I want to say. Yeah, look at that. Been compared to Big Ben Roethlisberger, about 6'6", 6'7", big arm, but no one's ever seen him go up against, real top-flight competition. How well has he done in the preseason this year, Matthew? I'm curious, because
I mean, like, it's just... I understand he's the number 2 pick, but for the longest time, I had heard rumors that the Eagles were going to keep him inactive because, like you said, he went to North Dakota State. Like, that's FCS play. That's not even like with the Alabamas or like the big schools. Close. And now he's gonna go straight to the NFL. And he only played 1 week of preseason ball because he got hurt with a rib fracture. And he in that game he was where's the figure? 20 for 30, that's a different figure, but he was like average. He didn't really stand out like say a Dak Prescott. So I'm a little confused that they would want to like throw this guy out to the Lions after only won 1 preseason game.
Did I not say something about not liking these? Oh no, wait, no. Chip Kelly's not the coach there anymore. Dang, I can't blame this one on Chip Kelly. Gosh darn it. No, but I still think that this is a little bit premature. They got rid of Sam Bradford because of the way that this whole thing matriculated down the field, to take Hank Strand's famous comment, is because over in Minnesota, Teddy Bridgewater suffered a huge torn ACL injury, out for the season, which is a devastating blow for a Vikings team that was looking to turn the corner and be really good this year. So now the Vikings give a call over to Philly. Philly says, hey, we got this quarterback here named Sam Bradford who sucks. I'm sorry. Who we know he is happy about his...
just plain average.
I don't like... And he's, for a number 1 overall pick, you're not supposed to be plain average. That's all I got to say. Bradford gets shipped over to Minnesota, and now I guess the new era in Philadelphia started. I mean, they feed him to the Wolves in 2 aspects. They feed him to the Wolves in the sense of now he has to go play against NFL competition after a shorter, not as impressive preseason. And not only they feed him to the fans of Philadelphia who are going to be killing this kid for who knows how long because, they throw snowballs at Santa Claus. But... I don't know. I don't like the move here. I'm not a big fan of starting rookie quarterbacks. I'm not. It worked out for me for 2 seasons.
I disagree with your point on like starting rookie quarterback, but I agree with you like this is just a bad decision because I'm thinking about like last year's like top quarterbacks, Marcus Mariota and Jameis Winston. They weren't starting in Philadelphia. They weren't starting in like one of the biggest, most polarizing like football cities in the country. They're starting in little-known Tennessee and little-known like Tennessee's Memphis is like a little-known place, but in comparison to Philadelphia, they were starting in Tennessee and Tampa Bay, and Winston has Mike Evans, Vincent Jackson, and Doug Martin, and I mean, Dalen Sproles is good, and Jordan Matthews, Zach Ertz, and Brent Sugg are like they're professional players.
Yeah, I was about to say,
they're not like the weapons that Jameis Winston had.
Yeah, but the other thing too, and I know I'll get you back on this and. Music City Miracle, Nashville, Tennessee. The thing I gotta say is like the way that it breaks down for me is the fact that when you look at Mariota is coming off Heisman Trophy winner coming out of Oregon. He was a strong player, played against high profile competition in college.
Yeah.
Jameis Winston, national champion, Heisman Trophy winner, played against high profile, players, ACC, but played against high-profile players throughout his time in college. We don't know what this guy's going to be able to do. He has the big arm. He has the intangibles that you look for. He has the physical specimen look that we're looking for too when you think of a quarterback. But really, how good is this guy? We don't know yet, and I'm curious to see. And that's why I don't like rookie quarterbacks. And we can get on this debate because I don't like outside of Mark Sanchez. It worked for 2 years, and then kaputs. And a few occasions here and there it has worked, but the one I always go to is Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre for what, 3-4 years, and now Aaron Rodgers is arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. And that's not even, when he's all said and done, he probably is going to be one of the greatest. But right now he's the best quarterback in the NFL. He's barring none, especially last year, took that Packers team, which was a decent Packers team, and took them further than, and they still, he threw the Hail Mary that really should have put them into the NFC Championship game.
If the Green Bay secondary knew how to catch, they would have beaten Arizona that day.
Exactly. So I'm not a big fan of starting.
I would say yes, we would all like to learn under like a legend like Brett Favre, but I would just say, even though they're starting the rookie doing really well is the exception, saying like Ben Roethlisberger, RG3, Dan Marino, I still say it just helps to have, like, say, a good offensive line. You don't want to get them, like, scare happy, like, say, Joey Harrington and David Carr.
Keep
But also
bringing
helps to have,
Joey
like, good
Harrington
offensive line
into
and good
debate.
defense.
Stop with the Joey Harrington.
If you have those two options, saying good offensive line to protect him and a good defense where he doesn't really have to, like, do a lot, then say, yeah, fine. But the problem here is, like, Philadelphia, they have a good front seven, but they don't really have the greatest of offensive lines, and their skill position's, like, okay, so...
I mean, every quarterback, even Andrew Luck, who's the one that, along with RG3, that's comes to mind in the sense of recent success. The jury's still out on Mariota and on Winston because we're going into season 2. We got to see how they adapted from season 1. But when I think about RG3 and I think about Andrew Luck, RG3 had quick success, and then we've seen where he's going. Andrew Luck has had, when he first came out, we saw that it was there, but the team was bad, and then they grew into getting to the AFC Championship game, a year or two later. So I'm still not a fan of starting a quarterback day one, rookie quarterback day one. Maybe you want to bring him in week 7, week 8, do it like that. Even Eli Manning sat behind Kurt Warner for a couple games there. I don't like it day one. That's all I gotta say on it. And I don't think Wentz is gonna have a very successful, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, like the Eagles aren't really like outside of their front seven. There's nothing like really like great about them. So I agree with you there on that.
Divisional bias.
Giants are gonna win it.
And like I said, that is all we have for you guys today. I haven't actually been able to say that in a couple of weeks. But Matthew and Aaron Johnson here, 15 rounds of Flambé. We are back. We are going to continue to be back. And by gum, we are going to give you guys content.
We will be here Wednesday. I promise we're going to be here on Wednesday and Friday.
Actually, I don't know. Something might come up for work on Wednesday. I don't know. You know, life
just... Take back my last statement.
No, we're going to be here Wednesday. We are actually going to be here Wednesday, guys. Again, thanks for, sticking us out with us. A lot of our videos are starting to get a lot more views. We like that. You like that. We like that. That's how it's going down. Continue to like and subscribe, guys. This is going to be up. Be on the lookout for more of... We're growing our brand a little. Be on the lookout for our website coming up soon. I just, got to get on that. Tired. And be on the lookout for a couple other things. But until then, you know the rules. You know how it goes. Down in the bottom below. Like and subscribe. Comment and subscribe. What he said. I'm a little rusty. This guy got it. And again, thanks again for watching. 15 rounds of Flambé. We will be back on Wednesday.